Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Whiffle Wednesday live chat, episode 36. It's August 12th. I can't believe I missed last week, and it was just poor planning. I agreed to go golfing on Wednesday at 11:52 a.m. Literally no idea why I agreed to do that. I know that Wednesday at noon I plan on doing this. Um, and I also don't like once I agreed to go, I don't back out of things. I'm pretty true to my word. So that was kind of a conundrum I had last week. I felt terrible. Someone messaged me and said that they had the show saved, like the time saved, and they had an alarm go off, and then I wasn't there. And yeah, for the people, I think I've maxed out at 6 viewers. So even letting one viewer down is it's an awful plan to have this show be sustainable. So to you and anyone else, if there was anyone else thinking about being here at noon last Wednesday, I apologize. Dropped the proverbial ball. I did go, so I golfed that night or that day. I played okay. I golfed 3 times this week. I'm just gonna say it. I played really well. I'm on a bit of a heater. After that show on Wednesday, or after golf on Wednesday. Oh no. Are you about to spell blasphemy? Yeah. You know what you should put in there, and I think about it every time I open my YouTube studio, is you should put GoPro on there. There it is, GoPro. Because you put that in the chat. You put it on one of my videos, you put GoPro, and every time I open my phone, it shows unresponded chats, and one of them is the message that you put on there that says GoPro. So I do know that I need to get that hooked up. I just talked about this because we're gonna paint the bathroom, and by we I mean I'm doing no part of painting the bathroom. I have analysis paralysis. I can't even say it right. I overthink things to the 1,000th degree, and so instead of thinking about it, instead of doing it, I just think about it and think about it until there's no actual outcome. So this GoPro, promise I've been thinking about it and how to do it and all that stuff. Who cares? Who cares if you thought about it? Done is better than good. I think that's on my wall somewhere. Done is better than perfect. Yeah, I put up a little thing. Also in my notes, it says every second counts. I put one note card up from that. If anyone has watched The Bear, it came from that. Regardless, I golfed. Sorry I missed last week. The business marches on. After golf on Wednesday, I went to a Wednesday night trade show, which has been okay for me in the past. No like home run deals or anything. But I was meeting a seller there who I'd done deals with in the past, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking to get out of my dollar box or value box stuff, and move into just higher cards." I said, great, because we've done multiple deals, and he always has really good value boxes. He buys the stuff that I like and does well for me and whatnot. So I was like, great, let's do a deal. I walked the show. I literally walked the show one time. I was at the front table again with the guy who runs it. He has his table first. And I was going through his value boxes again, and he walks in the door and he's like, "Hey, I got the stuff. Let's go do a deal." Deal was done in 20 minutes. It was better than I expected because I just said I bought from him multiple times, so I didn't assume that there would be a ton of value left. I thought it would just be stuff that I've seen before. Maybe he was willing to cut a rate. Absolutely not. It was just like he just re-upped all of the stuff that I enjoyed buying from him. Got it in a big bulk deal, pretty good discount. Immediately had a lot of the whatnot stuff sold on Thursday from a slow buying weekend the weekend before in Buffalo the weekend before. So I just had 2 dud weeks of inventory buying, and then I got flushed with good inventory between that and then a show on Saturday with very, very similar type stuff. Overall, I was happy with the way things have gone for, I would say, honestly, 3.5 weeks of not having good inventory on whatnot. I've done very well. When I say not good, is my stuff is maxing out at $20. I don't have stuff in the $40 to $50, $60 range, where I like to mix that stuff in because it brings potential bigger buyers and long like customers that come back. That is not what happened. I just kind of floated in the $5 to $10 range for 3 weeks. But when I'm into that stuff $1 and $2, it's a formula and a recipe that I would love to just do every week. And that's why I'm trying to up my show count. I'm sitting at 2. I've tried to do 3 a couple times, and I can't seem to get the inventory mapped out correctly. I can't buy enough for 3 shows. I buy enough, but what happens is that first or second show, I suck all the good inventory out, and that third show is left with scraps and the scraps don't do well, I get discouraged. And I think it brings down my overall viewer quantity down and quality down. So it's like that third show is actually a net negative. So I'm at 2 shows. I would like to get to a third, but I think the third show has to be Consignment. I've done a couple Consignment shows with both Josh's, my brother Josh and Josh Johnson, who's been, a member of the channel for 6 years since essentially day one. And what we did at the time was, yeah, exactly, J-Back. That's exactly it. I want this. I want to put this on, walk into a show, and everything be perfect. Like I want no issues. I want to put it on, hit record. All of that footage is easily transferable, and I want to be able to edit it quickly. That's not how things work. It's sometimes difficult. I'm probably going to go to a show, think I'm hitting record, and I'm actually hitting stop record, and I will have no good footage, and it'll be a show of just wearing it around my chest and having nothing to show for it. Which, by the way, is more than I have now. So it would actually be better than anything I'm doing, but it's so wasteful. I can't believe that I haven't moved it. I bought that in Arizona in April. 4 months of it just sitting here. The box, I haven't even broken the seal on the box. Embarrassing. I'll get around to it. Probably. But the consignment portion, I've done it in the past with people I know. And we did a very, very pencil, hey, you want to do 50-50 on this stuff? I'll throw in some modern cards to keep things moving along. You want to bring me whatever you're looking to move at, probably a discounted rate, but same thing as the GoPro sitting here. The cards are just sitting there, not doing anything for you. So did a couple deals that way, a couple consignment shows, and there were good things and bad things. The bad things were the inventory I did 2 shows for one guy. The inventory for the first show is very good. The second one, I thought it dropped a little bit. Same thing when I did it with my brother. The inventory dropped a little bit. I feel bad for both parties. I feel bad for the people I'm selling for if their inventory drops off and people aren't bidding. And yes, they were just trying to get rid of that stuff so they don't care. But also the people that are bidding and buying, if inventory drops off and I'm running stuff that doesn't sell at $1, I think that's bad management by me. So what I'm doing for future consignments is I'm going to have a flat rate with a minimum. So I'm thinking 35%. That feels like a lot, but also, it includes active time on camera. I'm not just listing and forgetting. Active time on camera. A bit of my audience is being used. The shipping portion, I would provide all shipping materials. I would pay the differential shipping because that's a big thing on Whatnot now. They changed the shipping setup. So that's neither here nor there. That's not a big deal. But then, a $250 minimum. So if I'm going to do this and use my group, I would like to have sales be above $750 and we both win. I have talked to someone about that. I actually have a couple people that I've reached out to for consignment, but now I have a kind of a concrete plan for how I want to do it. And I think that's going to be the move. We'll see. I also want to have, inventory choice control. So if someone sends me a batch of 400 cards and I think 200 of them are kind of junk, I want to have final say, hey, I'll run all these in one lot. I'll do 10, 20 card lots, 10 card lots, whatever it is to get rid of this last stuff. But I'm not going to run each card individually. I think that is bad form. It gets bad value for everyone. So as long as I can get $250, have final say in what runs, and it's heavy baseball, I think it'll be pretty easy to build that out. Start with once a month and also advertise it. So hey, I have my normal inventory is very modern, heavy baseball. And then once a month, we're going to have a consignment show, which is going to have, different inventory, some stuff that you probably haven't seen mixed with some stuff you do see. I think it's good for slow buying weeks because I just said I've had 3 weeks in a row of slow buying. So if I can work in a consignment show once a month, it'll help bridge that gap if I don't have it. And buying is my biggest issue. Buying good quality inventory at good prices is my biggest downfall. So if I can supplement that 1 week with someone else's inventory, it'll be a lot easier. And then also, I think it's another negotiation tactic too. If I have a 1 page that says, hey, I'll do it. This is how my consignment works. Send it here. I have final say on cards. If I'm at a card show, I can just hand someone that paper. It says, hey, I like this stuff. If we can't get a deal done, let's do consignment. Send me the stuff. Here's how it works. You'll get paid out. Because I think there's a huge lot of Bowman stuff that I wanted to buy in the last couple weeks from the same guy. And I actually picked through it twice. I bought a bunch of stuff from him the first time. And then the second round was kind of lower end stuff. But I told him, you know, like, I've already seen this. Next time we should do consignment. And I didn't have like a flat plan in place to tell him. So now I have something structurally in my head that I think works. $250 minimum, make it worth my time. But also coming home from Detroit, from the D. Sorry you couldn't see a Guardians win last night. Yeah, I do want to pick through baseball cards and show you, because I think, like, this past weekend, Hartville is a flea market. The amount of value boxes, dollar boxes, dime boxes, quarter boxes was kind of abundant. It would have been cool to have, you know, hey, this is what a typical dollar box looks like in Northeast Ohio. McGonigal is a menace. He's the best. Set up all those bank tubs. I do need a bigger location to really go nuts, I think. I'm kind of starting to build systems within this area. I've now double decked a box, so that's harder to get into. I just need to get more efficient. I don't even need to get bigger. I just need to get more efficient. I need to put shelving on the walls. That's what I need. One less desk, I think. I have too many desks. More shelves. Maybe that's what I do. You guys are seeing this in real time. Drop the desk out and put in shelving right there so I can store more stuff. Huh. Maybe there's plenty. But the whatnot consignment is definitely a thing. But also the last 3 weeks, I've hit this kind of whatnot sweet spot for me personally. I don't think I can live here because I don't think I'll find enough inventory. But what I will say is having the first Bowman's and Bowman stuff in general has been just moving like hotcakes for me. And that might be a whatnot specific item, kind of like all aces were for me a couple months ago. If I can just segment into more Bowman stuff, especially if I'm worried about baseball having a lockout. Minor leagues should happen according to Just Baseball, which is a new YouTube channel I've been watching. They cover baseball very, very in depth, how I like it analytically. So minor league baseball would continue, and I believe it's anyone not on the 40-man roster. So if I'm already leaning into that, it could be like a safe lane to be in if there is no major league season next year. And the more I read about it, the more convinced missing games, but more convinced this could ruin baseball. Not in the short term, I mean forever. This could be so damaging that there will not be a 2027 season, and it could leak into 2028 if there's no moderator. I don't think this gets done with the two sides talking. I think it has to be either in court by a moderator, by a judge, or something. I do not think the two sides will come to an agreement, and this will have to be done in court. And I do think the Players Association would lose. And I hate having to pick a side because I think both sides suck. Both sides suck so bad. You are either siding with billionaire owners who want to strip the minor leagues, strip the draft process, stop having 27-year-old free agents, and stop paying so much money. Or you have to sign with the players who are making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to do, what thousands and thousands of people would trade to. Like, I pay to play baseball. I would trade that instantly. And I don't care how much money they want to make. Every other league has a salary cap. It's okay if you don't make $700 million and instead you only make the max of $233 million. But by saying that means I'm agreeing with billion-dollar owners. It sucks. It sucks so bad. Oh, God. Who looks small on TV and who really isn't. Yeah, I mean, baseball is a sport where, obviously anyone can play, but I think the biggest differential on how people look versus what they are in person is basketball players. Because on the court, they all look huge. or they all look the same size, but then you see them in public and they stick out from a mile away. They are huge, especially when I worked at the casino. You could see them coming down the hall, like the walkway from forever away. Like, that guy plays in the NBA. Baseball players can be very conspicuous, and they look like plain guys. Most of them are very good looking and fit, and they wear non-branded clothing. They're easy to pick out also, but in a completely different way. They're easy for nerds and losers like me to pick out, not necessarily Joe Schmo or just a guy playing at the casino. Gaddis is massive. He looks like an actual Viking. Like, if you told me that guy's a time traveler, I would believe you. I wish he was slightly better this season. The Guardians, oh my God, the Guardians, 4-14 in their last 18 games. They're getting runners on base. The bullpen, it keeps walking people, keeps hitting people, keeps giving up free runners. Inherited runners are scoring. They're not playing good defense. They're not coming up with timely hits. This is the worst iteration of Cleveland baseball I've ever seen. They are not doing anything right. It's only been 3 weeks of like this version of it, but it is infuriating. We're having these flashes of players having good games, but we can't keep anyone off the scoreboard, so it doesn't matter. DeLauder, absolute stud. That dude might be a perennial all-star if baseball keeps playing. Chase DeLauder, stud. Angel Hanau, one of the best debuts in Cleveland history. He had a 90-mile-an-hour throw from second to gun a guy out, so that guy looks like a true all-around baseball player. Stephen Kwan, best July he's had in 2 years. I mean, best month he's had in 2 years, not just July, but like he hasn't been hitting well. So to see him bounce back was really good. Gavin Williams, like legitimate Cy Young candidate. Of course, Cam Schwittler, as long as he keeps pitching, will win it with ease, but he's a dog. Parker Messick should finish second in AL Rookie of the Year voting right now. Like, if I had to vote, he finishes second. Guards, it would not surprise me if they have a run just like last season, not whatever it was, 19 games in 20 games, but I do think that they can have a much better last 45 games or 40 games than the rest of the season. The pieces are there. They haven't all fit together. Castle rant. Chris Castle. I haven't watched anything since they've won. It's not fun when they're passing the Guardians and the Twins, and now I think they're in second place. And on top of that, the Tigers lead the American League in run differential. They're outscoring their opponents more than any other team, which is crazy to me. After trading Tarek Skubal, they've been better. It's annoying. The Guardians should be better than they are. On paper, they got much better at the deadline, but it has not come to fruition because that bullpen can't hold the lead right now. Tigers fans want to be hopeful, but they're scared. I mean, there's a lot of baseball season left. We saw literally 1 year ago. There is so much baseball season left. I'm just not worried. I shouldn't say I'm not worried. I don't think anything is decided yet. I am worried in that the Guardians have not gotten out of this funk. I think their best baseball is still in front of them, but until it actually happens, they're not a good team right now. And they went from competing for first in the division to fourth in a 10-day period, which is not where you want to be. Even if you go on a hot streak, someone else could be hotter. And they do have the worst remaining schedule in the American League left, and they can't do anything about it. They can't win a game. That's fair. That's fair. You're hearing it from the mouth of the beast. You're hearing it from an actual tiger. So this is sitting out. Andy Friedman. He made his own set from Topps. He's an artist. He made the Andy Friedman Shoebox Treasures set in 2025. I opened 3 like big boxes of it and I filmed it, and he has reposted a bunch of my video, or he's posted my video multiple times and tagged me in a bunch of stuff, which is really cool. He's going to be in Cleveland tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow or Friday. Either way, I'm going to go visit him at a card shop. He's coming to a card shop. Hopefully get that signed. Tell him, hey, thanks for reposting all my videos. By the way, I'm Wiffle Breakers, which could be really cool. I think it's awesome that he's doing like small shop pop-ups. I don't know if it's just to promote his brand, if he's going to have more stuff coming out from Topps, but it's pretty cool. I think he just likes cards too. So it'll be cool to meet him on tomorrow. I thought it was the 14th. I don't think it's Friday. I don't know. I hope it's tomorrow. Tomorrow works better for my schedule. There's a show in Sandusky at the Sandusky Mall on Friday. I'm going to try and hit that. I think it starts at 11. Try to be there at 11. And then Saturday, I'll be in Xenia. I potentially have a massive deal for Topps Golds. The guy has been a little vague about it, but I think it's a 3,200 count box of only Topps Gold parallels. Yeah, Sandusky, Ohio, where Cedar Point is, or the roller. What is it called? The roller. America's Roller Coast. Yeah, America's Roller Coast. It's a 3,200 count of what I believe to be all Topps Golds, and it is unpicked. Sure, maybe like Ohtani is taken out, but I don't think Ohtani is taken out. It's someone that has bought and or just opened Topps their entire life and have put this is just the gold portion of the collection. The guy is going to see him or went to see him on Friday. America's Roller Coast. Welcome back, riders. How was your ride? I have no idea how much money we're talking about, what it's going to cost me. But I do know that if the guy actually buys it and has the boxes, there will not be a single other person to look at it until I agree or disagree on a deal. So it would be, I think, just a full shot in the arm to a Topps Gold store that is gaining traction. It has now been up for 35 days of only Topps Golds. I hit 1,400 listings, and the sales are starting to tumble in. I just put on a multi-card discount. So if you order 2 cards, it's 5%, 3 cards, 10%, 4 cards, 15%. And immediately after I put that, I got 15% or a 4-card sale. I've been averaging 3 cards a day, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a 5% sell-through rate, which is pretty high. And so if I can build this store up to what I have in-house right now, I probably have 2,500. Probably like that includes what's already listed. I probably only have like 300 more in here, but the stuff that's in the garage, once I get back into diving into those boxes, I can get that back up. And I did some fun math on Topps Golds. Every set is about 900 cards. Series 1, Series 2, update. It's actually a little bit over 900. So if every card is actually printed and exists, it's over 47 million possible Topps Gold cards. And like, I guess I never really had done the math of how many cards there were. When I did it before I went live because I'm curious about like, what is the ceiling on this Topps Gold store? Is it sustainable? Is it something that'll work? Not only do I think it'll work, I think sourcing will be my biggest issue, like staying at the 25 to 50 cent mark, because 2026 is already so hard to buy at that price. If I see 2026 at $1, I buy it. I don't want to buy at $1. I want to be at 25 cents or less. 50 cents is ideal if there is good names. So it has to be like the random stuff that people don't think about. Like Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant as Cubs cards. Those early Topps Golds are worth more than you would think. I sold a Felix Hernandez from 2006 for $15. Peyton Tolley rookie for $15. Kenny Lofton for $5. I just sold another like star for $8 or $10. If that kind of stuff is in there, I'm willing to pay well over 50 cents per. But usually I don't make that offer until I see a name in there worth spending that kind of money. Tim Lincecum, big time Timmy Jim. Tim Lincecum, that was an $8 sale. So I think it could work. The biggest thing will just be bringing in as many as I can. I did see a 2021 complete set for sale at a show one time. And if I had the money, I probably would have bought it at the time. And I do think it would have been a mistake to buy it. I think they were asking $3,000. And let's see what that is. 990 divided by 3,000. I need to do that the other way around. 3,000 divided by 990. $3 a card. I mean, even if I take out the Judge, Ohtani's, Scooble, 2021 was a weak rookie class. Exactly, J-Beck, you just put it in there. 2021 was such a bad rookie class. Scooble, Judge, Ohtani, and then what? Like I'm glad I didn't buy it that day because I didn't have the cash. I'm sure 1,500 would have been a good price because I can, skim off the top. I can probably knock that down to 1,200 with the 2 Ohtanis and then the top rookies, which again aren't many, but there are some in there. 1,200. That brings my cost down to what, $1.25. If I list them all at 4, which is where I want to be, $3.99 is my floor price. I think there's some recuperation, but not only is it trying to get some of that money back, but it also brings volume to the store. If I have 2,500 cards for sale, suddenly those quantity discounts become more real, more effective, and things like that. So I'm glad I didn't have the money that day to buy it, because I probably would have. But the more that I'm seeing the economics of this store, the more I want to lean into it. The biggest issue is I got to clear the backlog of probably 400 cards on my desk. I'm doing over 25 a day. That's kind of been my my goal. I've added in the last 10 days, I've added much more than 25 per day. Let's try this again. In the last 10 days, I've added 79 per day, 789 cards. So I can add quantity with my listing setup and everything. The biggest thing is buying at that kind of quantity and keeping it going. So I will be, team sets are definitely a move. The biggest thing is I'm curious if team lots, if I did, because like do it based on how the best shipping setup, if I did 5 card team lots, it could work well, because the 5 cards I can still ship in the $1.36 mailer. If I do like a 20 card team lot, then it's more, makes more sense to go to a bubble mailer. But where is that line between 20 getting maximum value and having the shipping not kill me? Because shipping is weird right now. The USPS has combined essentially all of their weights, 4 ounce to 15 ounces, all the same. It doesn't matter. What matters is where it's going. So even if I ship something within Ohio that they consider a rural address, the distance between us does not matter. It's the USPS driving to that house. It's now upwards of $7, and I think I paid $7.36 or $7.46 the other day for something that was going to what they consider a rural zip code. It's kind of a crapshoot. I use calculated shipping on my bigger stuff, but if I have everything listed at free shipping and then I'm doing a bulk deal, that shipping could be a literal $2 to $3 difference. And when you're dealing in my kind of numbers, $2 or $3 makes a big difference. Just win deals, bro. I'm working on it. I am working on it. I have made a bunch of contacts, and I've told them I'm looking for Topps gold cards. Bring them to me. I have a couple people that have started pulling for me. I went to a show recently, and I got there, and he had a stack of golds for me. So the process of bringing in volume is starting to happen. I just have to make sure that the sales catch up to the buying, which as of right now has not happened. I have the exact number. Currently, I'm down $224, which if you factor in what the asking price on my store is, it's real. I'm not down at all. It's just, but this is ridiculous because I'm not going to get $4 before fees and shipping. My asking price on my store is currently $6,000. So it's something I'm going to continue to work on. And also, I think this is, along with the Bowman route of trying to, navigate if baseball doesn't happen next year, I think Topps Golds, both within baseball and outside of baseball, football, basketball, will be how I kind of navigate it in just a different lane to battle against a potential lockout, which again, I don't think there's any potential behind it. I think it is inevitable. I think there's a 100% chance of a lockout meaning they actually have to go to the table and the collective bargaining agreement ends on December 1st, but that there will be missed games. I think that is almost a certainty, and it makes me very, very sad. Max Clark is interesting. Max Clark was actually not doing that well in AAA before he was called up. However, we have seen a rush of people come to the majors and be good lately. That was something that was missing during the COVID pandemic, like development players. They would come up to the majors. They would struggle for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Now we're starting to see the reverse. We're seeing these players come up and almost be successful immediately. By the way, J-Back, that George Lombard bare hand off of second base was one of the coolest plays I've ever seen. He looked so like fluid and just a natural athlete, incredible fielder. The bat looks like it's pretty much ready. The glove is beyond ready. Just wow, that guy might be a freaking stud. And if he can stick it short, which it surely looks like he can, his card market is it's pretty high. He has a very, very high ceiling when it comes to cards. He could be an all-around player. Imagine dropping PCA in New York. PCA, I I remember saying on multiple occasions that I don't think Pete Crow Armstrong is a good baseball player, and every day he's making me look stupider and stupider. That he swings at bad pitches, he goes out of the zone. His contact rate is not that good. However, he's still making it work. I don't know how he's having a good power season in Chicago. His fielding, to say his fielding is elite is one of the biggest understatements I can make. His fielding is like it's unbelievably good. And he saves runs. He covers more ground than we even realize. They have catch probabilities for, a fly ball. And he's making these 10%, 15% catch probability catches look easy because he gets such good jumps. His first step is better than anyone in the leagues. I mean, Byron Buxton was good. Kevin Kiermaier was good. Kevin Pillar was good. These guys all had excellent steps. Pete Crow Armstrong is dominating them. He looks so good. I still don't like his hitting profile. However, he keeps making me look wrong. He's currently leading in MVP voting. I've started buying his 2026 Topps Chrome stuff to put aside. So what do I know? I'm just a hypocrite. Pete Crow Armstrong, pretty good baseball player. Lock it up. Brian Rocchio has been ice cold for 3 weeks. He's making me look like an idiot. But Brian Rocchio, if you looked at his numbers at the All-Star game, he should have been an All-Star. He was second, third, fourth in so many different categories. Home runs, obviously not one of them, but he was getting on base. He was making plays. He stopped making plays, cost us the game the other night. I could go on and on about Brian Rocchio. He's the most hot and cold player for me personally that I've had in a long time. Yeah. I just watched Rookie of the Year. What's it called? This week, right? His mom, obviously, Pete Crow Armstrong's mom is the mom in Rookie of the Year. So yeah, that's wild. Wild stuff. Lombard has juiced Tatis potential. Tatis kind of on a heater lately, by the way. Tatis looks incredible again. So, yeah, I watched Rookie of the Year. That's Pete Crow Armstrong's mom. Little Big League is the Twins manager guy. I watched that when I was a kid. I haven't watched it in 25 years. But, right? Isn't her – that's his mom in Rookie of the Year? I thought so because of the Cubs tie. Ashley Crow. No, you were right. Little Big League. I'm making it up. Yeah, you're right. It was Little Big League. I just searched it. I made up the story. Now, I mean, it makes sense. She's got red hair in this. I blew it. I thought the whole time when I was watching that movie, I was like, oh, she did have a baseball son. That whole movie's ruined for me. Although that guy Thomas something or other, what's his name? He's a three-namer. Thomas Ian Nichols. He has a card in Ginter. He loves signing it. He also he goes to a lot of what's it called? Nightclubs and stuff. He plays music. He's a musician, and he loves to have that card and like sign it and give it away and stuff like that. I think he's bought from me, so that's pretty cool. Talk about the Phillies. The Phillies really didn't do much at the deadline. Luis Arias does look like a good piece in that lineup, and the Phillies are the first team to use him how you would expect. They put him in the 4-hole when there's guys on base in front of him. That's all we're really asking. Don't hit him lead off. He doesn't do anything if your 2, 3, 4 guys don't hit him in. Have runners on base when he comes up to bat because he's going to put the ball in play. I think he has 3 times as many sack flies as anyone in the league. It's something ridiculous because he's intentional with it. He puts the ball in play. Yeah, it is weird with Harper stuff. I don't know why. Harper must be in person, he must be like really cold and hard to deal with. I don't know why the superiors, his GM had an issue with it. Mattingly does. I don't understand why these guys have to battle with the superstar. It just makes no sense to me. Just let Harper be Harper. I think he's a pretty good interview. He must be difficult in one-on-one situations. That's the only thing I could think of. I personally, I don't care. Harper is everything that he was supposed to be and more. And yeah, he just wants to win. He wants to win. He wants talent around him. He doesn't care how it happens. Win baseball games. He doesn't care if he plays first base. He doesn't care if he plays right field. He doesn't care if he plays shortstop. Let him pitch. I don't care. Bryce Harper just wants to win. I would love if every superstar had that sentiment about them. Anyway, Harper has got so much hate through his career that I don't understand it. It has always been that way. Yankees do need a catcher. I'm surprised they didn't make a move for someone. The Liam Hicks to the Rays. Liam Hicks would have been a good fit. Let's see. I know Langoliers got hurt. The Twins decided to be buyers, so they kept Jeffers. The Adley price was through the roof. I'm trying to think who else got moved. Obviously, Jake Rogers. You guys might end up with Jake Rogers. He just got DFA'd by the Red Sox because Adley's back. Might end up with Jake Rogers. Austin Wells has actually been pretty good in the last 10 days. Wellesley has had hot streaks. One win Powerball. It's at $1 billion, right? I think it was 930,000 or something, or 930 million to start hedge fund. Well, they did get a $2.6 billion infusion. I read they sold off some of their debt and stuff like that. So the Yankees are going to be just fine. The biggest issue is I don't think there's baseball next year. So the GMs were told to operate as if the 2027 contracts do not matter. That's insane. Start hedge fund, accumulate $200 billion. So didn't they say the Yankees evaluation is like $17 billion based off that $2.6 billion? Overpay for 100% of Yankees. All right, I like it. And then sign Scooble this offseason. I'm trying to think who else is a free agent at the end of the year. I can't think. Adley has another year still. The scouting development has been okay. Not good, but okay. It's better than the Guardians. The Guardians have not been able to develop a hitter not named Chase DeLauter in 12 years. DeLauter is still a question mark, but we've had 5 guys that can hit 30-plus bombs, rip the absolute cover off the ball, and they're out of the league in 1 year. Jhonkensy Noel, Franmil Reyes, Oscar Gonzalez hitting home runs in the playoffs. Same thing with Jhonkensy Noel. They both did it. Oscar Mercado makes that list. He was a stud for 3 weeks. Jonathan Rodriguez, he ended up getting traded to the Orioles, but his minor league numbers are massive. He had a good on base, good batting average, good home runs. He was a really good player. He gets to the majors, useless. The Twins, screw the Twins. I hate the Twins. I'd say that every time in the when I'm on Whatnot, people always ask, "Hey, what's your team?" I immediately say, "Well, I like everybody except the Twins." 29 teams I'm a fan of. Batting average, on base, and pitching. Now you're talking guards ball, as they call it. Mattingly would be awesome. I could see that if he legitimately does not get hired by Philly next year or doesn't stay in Philly, they could absolutely bring him in next year if the Boone experiment is over, which I know people love to crap on Boone. I think the biggest issue I have with the Yankees in Boone, and maybe this doesn't matter to the players, I think it's weird how often they change the lineup. It is like this constant moving thing where they're always moving pieces around. I don't know if that has any effect on hitters, if they like being in the same spot, if they don't like being in the same spot, but the Yankees are one of the weirdest teams about like changing the batting order. I don't know. Maybe it's something I noticed because the Guardians don't do it, and I wish they would. I wish they would move things around a little bit. But the Yankees are the extreme opposite. They do so much movement within the batting order that it makes no sense to me. Even the Luis Garcia trade was weird because they already had that platoon filled. They already had Rice and Goldschmidt to split first base reps. Now Luis Garcia is there, and Ben Rice is a full-time DH with one start at catcher per month. I don't know. I don't follow the Yankees closely enough, but I mean, as much as I follow baseball, I follow the Yankees. Yeah, that's true. Very few managers do leave on good terms. That's a good point. I don't know how many years Mattingly would even want to manage. I would guess he's 70 plus. He's 65. I feel better. So he's got a good 5 years. Gets itchy. Yeah, just manage until he wants to. I mean, he's 65. I thought he was older. He's probably got 10 plus years in him if he really wanted to. Biggest thing is I want Judge to win a title. I know that's like sacrilegious coming from a Cleveland fan, but someone like that who's been in the playoffs, who's been one of the best players, if not the best player for multiple years in Major League Baseball, I just want him to win a title. I don't think that's too much to ask. Whatever it takes. If it's Don Mattingly, great. If it's leaning more towards on base, which, by the way, Judge gets on base at an absolute incredible clip, I'm fine with it. I think one of the weirdest things the Yankees did this offseason was bring back Trent Grisham. I don't know if there's a more annoying player to watch. Maybe Wilson Contreras in Boston. Boston Wilson Contreras is a weird dude. He is not fun to watch. Yeah, maybe like change the entire Judge owes Garrett. Judge does. He dropped that ball, the fly ball. He is Bonds level good. He has the full package. The only thing he doesn't do is steal at Bonds level, but he has the batting average to back it up, the on-base percentage. I mean, Judge is so good. It's like weird. It's the same thing with, I think, Ohtani, with LeBron. How great these players are is being underappreciated in the moment, especially LeBron. I stand by this. I feel like I ended multiple shows with this. LeBron is somehow underrated. He's been so good. But yeah, Judge, same thing. Underrated, which is incredible to say with how good he is, but people are always going to look at that, especially Yankees fans are always going to look at his playoff performance, and it's really tough. What do you get, 17 games in a postseason? People go on 17-game cold streaks all the time. Cal Raleigh, jeez. Cal Raleigh, big dumper. What happened? I'm not saying people are aren't more annoying than Trent Grisham, but seeing him out there, his lackadaisical playing style, the way he runs, even this is just me being a hater. I just don't like Trent Grisham. I mean, saying he struggles is a stretch. I think he's struggling with staying healthy. That's the biggest thing, which is leading him to not playing well, which leads him to probably overthink things. He's had an okay season at the plate. Now I got to look. He still has 24 home runs and a 270? He's batting 290 with 26 bombs. He's even having a better year than I realized. He only has 7 steals, 392 OBP. His OPS is 929. Now I got to look at MLB OPS leaders because I need to know. Show me OPS specifically. I don't care about anything else. Guess for OPS leader. It's Jordan Alvarez, number 1. Pete Crow Armstrong, number 2, 9.932. Ohtani 0.930. So Ohtani still having a very good season. Ben Rice still at 0.89, despite having one of the worst Augusts I've seen in all of baseball. Nick Kurtz is still on there. Oh, my God, number 12 on the list. Number 12 on OPS in Major League Baseball right now. Jake Bowers, number 12 on OPS leaders for the entire season. That is frustrating. CJ Abrams is 8th, by the way, with 0.905, 29 home runs, 42 walks. He has 115 strikeouts. That's a lot. How many steals does he have? 22. I mean, he could have a 30-30 season. PCA is 3 homers away from a 30-30 season. I don't know what Julio Rodriguez's deal is. It's tough out here. Dylan Dingler, 16th in OPS. He's going to get MVP votes. I saw someone post the other day. They have him second behind Jordan Alvarez, which is interesting because it is defensive based, but he's having a really good offensive season too. Junior Camaro's a stud. Everyone's sitting at 35 homers. The entire top leaderboard. Alvarez, Caminero, Olson, Schwarber, and then Hunter Goodman hanging out with 34. Josh Naylor move looks fine. It doesn't look good because Slade Ciccone got bumped from the rotation. It was a good – that's why they sent Manzardo down. Yeah, all Jordan has to do is stay in the lineup. I 100% agree. Yeah, Manzardo at first, he's another guy that, like, it's just appearance-based. I'm a hater. Manzardo looks goofy out there. He's, like, big birdish. The way he moves, the way he just does everything. I feel like his swing is weird. I don't know. I'm just being a hater. I'm going to wrap it up because I got more cards to list, more Topps Golds, and I got to get ready for a Whatnot show tonight. Guys, I appreciate the chat today. The chat was bumping. I think this is the most interactive chat I've had. So, J-Back, Rach, I appreciate you guys. Was it just you two? Yeah, it was just you two. Guys, bringing up the whole damn floor. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll be back next Wednesday unless I decide to golf. I don't know. I'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks, guys.